Yesterday, our contestants took on 2 driving challenges, getting behind the wheel of a manual and automated gearbox DAF XF, as well as a task designed to test the finalists' knowledge of safe and secure load restraint. Our drivers were also put through their paces by Mandy Wannerton, DAF demonstrator driver, and Phil Moon of DAF Trucks. The interview round will not directly contribute to the final scores, but gives DAF an opportunity to find out more about our drivers, and the results of this round will be considered in the event of a tie for first place. So after 4 challenges, the current leaderboard looks like this. And while it is Richard Baker on top of the tree at the moment, there is only 9 points between all our drivers. With 5 points available for winning a challenge and 4 challenges still to go, it's still all to play for. Back to day 2 then, and before our drivers get behind the wheel today, they will need to demonstrate they have the theoretical as well as practical skills in the theory test. The theory test is in 2 parts. Part 1 is a written exam. Drivers will have 20 minutes to answer 20 questions designed to test their knowledge of driving best practice, road safety, DAF transport efficiency, and transport legislation. Then it's over to the computer for part 2, a hazard perception test. This is the standard DVSA hazard perception test, a computer-based challenge where those taking the test must click as soon as they see a hazard. Spot the hazard correctly and as early as possible for maximum points. Drivers will get a percentage score out of 100 for this one. The hazard perception test was first introduced in 2002 as a mandatory requirement for all new drivers, but with many of our drivers having passed their test decades ago, this is completely new to some of them and has the potential to be a bit of a banana skin, taking our drivers out of their comfort zone. So we've got Chris and Graham here, Purple Group. We're on day 2. How do you think it's going so far, 1 day in?
It's been an experience. It's a lot harder than people would thought originally. I think you'd agree.
Oh, 100%, yeah. The challenges have been good, they've been well thought out. I'm really looking forward, I think everybody's really looking forward to the off-road course. And out before tipper, yeah, it should be interesting. Yeah, see how we get on with that.
And it was Simon May who took the early advantage on day 2. His 98.5 out of 120 was enough to secure him top points and sees him travel straight to the top of the leaderboard alongside Richard Baker. Points for Mark Pocklington, Chris Gadman and Richard Henry also keep them firmly in contention with 3 challenges remaining. Russell Oliver is the final scorer on this one, meaning he has now scored on the last 3 challenges to keep him just in sight of the leaders. So, how's he finding the challenge so far?
I think I've come at least second and everyone else has come first. But, no, it is. It's been really good. It's been a good experience as well. A lot of us have come here and thought we might not do well at this, we might do well at that, but there's so many different challenges. It's put everybody off their game. They've all come thinking, I'm a truck driver and I'm going to blitz the truck driving challenge, and they're not, because it's different aspects of everything, and we've all been caught out. It's been brilliant.
So will this next task catch our drivers out, which will see the finalists demonstrate their skill both inside and outside the cab in checks and reversing. Once again, this is a 2-part challenge. In the first part, drivers have to complete their pre-use checks correctly, accurately and effectively. To make things a little trickier, there are 5 defects on the vehicle, but will our drivers spot them? Drivers receive a score out of 30 for this part and are judged on using the right equipment, checking the correct walk-around items, correctly spotting the defects, and the quality of their paperwork. Once the checks were complete, it was into the pressure cooker, completing a reverse park in an articulated vehicle under the watchful eye of our judge. Manoeuvring, safety, skill and control were all assessment criteria with a maximum of 30 points available. So let's see how they got on. The scores from checks and reversing are in, with a super park from Kevin Nichols, enough to secure him outright first place and the full 5 points. It's 4 points each for a large group there who all scored 50 out of 60, albeit in different ways. And it's scoring places again for Mark Pocklington and Russell Oliver. With those points added to our overall leaderboard, it's Chris Gadman who now sits on top, just 1 point ahead of Richard Henry and Paul Barlow.
I'm enjoying it so far. Now that I've got through the first few challenges, I'm starting to relax a bit more and really get into it now. Yeah, so it's good. Good so far.
Excellent. And how do you think those first few challenges have gone?
Hopefully I'm still in the running. It's difficult to know because there's a lot of good drivers out there, so we'll just have to see, I think.
6 challenges down, 2 to go, and just 5 points separate our top 6. It's all to play for, and the final 2 challenges are all about how our drivers perform behind the wheel. Our final challenge will see the drivers get behind the wheel of the DAF CF tipper on the off-road course. But first, it's into the 7.5-ton DAF LF to take on Millbrook's city route. The twists and turns of the city route are designed to replicate the demands of inner city and urban environments. And they are in the right vehicle to do it. Built to deliver outstanding manoeuvrability, agility and driver comfort, the DAF LF is the ultimate distribution vehicle. So, how's this one going to work? Drivers must complete the inner city route, including a reversing manoeuvre in the middle, oh, watch that cone, as quickly and safely as possible. It's a time challenge with drivers picking up 5-second time faults for a host of criteria, including missing blind spots, not stopping at stop signs, and deviating from the course. Under the watchful eye of our judge Dave, he'll be keeping track of time and faults. But drivers be warned, incur 3 of the same fault and you are disqualified from the challenge. Well, with 2 long days behind them, the LF city route took its toll on our drivers, with a host of silly mistakes creeping in. Rightfully so, our judge Dave has taken no prisoners, which means only 3 of our drivers, including Julian, successfully completed the course without incurring the 3 strikes and you're out rule. So, a disappointing result for many there, but it is good news for Phil Cumberland, who takes first place, and it's Mark Pocklington, who firmly seizes the initiative with 4 points, putting him 1 point clear with just 1 challenge remaining. Join us back in part 3, where all that stands between our drivers and the chance to be crowned winner of the DAF Transport Efficiency Driver Challenge is the off-road course behind the wheel of the CF tipper.